Welcome back, everyone. This is a very special episode. The Speedway Revival weekend at Castro Raceway was something I've been looking forward to all year long, and it did not disappoint. Alberta has such a rich motorsports history, and this event really brings it all to life. The cars, the sounds, the crowd, it was electrifying. Touched on the history of rally racing in Alberta in our Rocky Mountain Rally episode, but even before that rally was conceived, in 1968, Alberta got its first permanent road course at the Edmonton International Speedway Park. This was in addition to the already existing Breckenridge half-mile oval and the quarter-mile drag strip. Speedway Park played host to numerous high-caliber racing series such as Formula Atlantic, Formula 5000, the Trans Am Racing Series, the Can-Am Series, and it even held sanctioned NHRA drag racing. It was a big deal. After its closure in 1982, it was only 3 years before Race City Speedway opened its doors in Calgary, which was open until 2011. It also held some noteworthy racing series itself, such as the Players' Cup Challenge. In addition to Race City, IndyCar raced at the Edmonton City Centre Airport on a temporary road course from 2005 until 2012. Both the Northern Alberta Sports Car Club and the Calgary Vintage Racing Club have played their part in keeping the Alberta motorsports heritage alive. But this year, the inaugural year of the Edmonton Speedway Revival, things were turned up more than just a notch or two. The cars that weekend were mind-blowing. Some even with a history of racing right here in Edmonton.
Okay, my name is Jay Esterer. I'm going to drive the McLaren M8C. It has a big block Chevrolet, 492 cubic inches, it's about 850 horsepower, and it weighs about 1,650 pounds. George Drolson originally drove this car in 1971. The first race was at Edmonton International Speedway, and after that it drove in every single Can-Am race until 1974 when the series folded. It was then put in storage and restored in 1992. ran a little bit in vintage, and then I bought it in 2008, and I've been running it ever since.
My name's Baruch, brother of Jay, and just really lucky to be out here. You know, yesterday I had a great opportunity to drive this barn find that came out of Los Angeles, 5,000 original race miles, 1968 Camaro, and brought it back to original paint, and brought it out now to a few more tracks. Super fun, and even Don Yanko actually used to drive this one. You know, I think it's innate my racing background in the family. Maybe it just runs in our genes from our mom. And you know, a little Spec Miata, a little DD2, and yesterday, if you were here, and today, yesterday, those bleachers were full, and I think it gives people a great opportunity to check out the history of some of these mechanical cars that, you know, you may have seen me spin the Chinook there earlier. It has a fuel line like the size of a garden hose, and just easy modulation, where this is a little bit, you can play with this a little more. This one's so unforgiving. There's a Chinook here as well, but yeah, it's just fabulous to be here. Hope to be back next year, and thanks to all the volunteers and everyone for coming out.
Something special happened at Castro Raceway that weekend. Something I've noticed lacking at the racetrack lately. Typically the stands are fairly empty, but this time, people came out in droves to watch the races. The stands were packed. It was amazing. It was a very refreshing sight to see, and a good sign that people are still interested in what we do. The Edmonton Speedway revival isn't just a one-time thing either. there's already plans to keep this as an annual event every August at Castro Raceway. So if you missed it this year, it will be back, and here's hoping that it grows even bigger in the coming years. During the Speedway revival, I also got some much overdue track time, but that's a subject for next episode. I'll be getting to work on that episode as soon as I can, but it will be a bit delayed because I am also headed out of the country soon, going down to Nevada to compete in the Silver State Classic Challenge on September 15th. I'll also be shooting everything that I can while I'm down there so I can get an episode or two more up on the channel before the end of the racing season. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming content, and don't forget to share it with your friends that are into cars, friends into racing. Get them in on the action too. And to those of you who are still watching after almost a month of no content, thanks for sticking around and coming back for each new episode. I'm having a lot of fun making these videos. I'm glad to have an audience to share them with. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.